What's up, guys? Clayford08 here, and today I wanted to go over a few talking points about cryptocurrencies, where the market is currently at, and what I'm predicting is about to occur. Now, if you take a look at the market cap by going to coinmarketcap.com, it has been pretty stagnant over the past week, around 135 to 140 billion dollars. And we haven't really seen much growth or drop in value over the past week. Now, there was a pretty bearish market over the weekend, which usually happens on the weekends. People try and, take some of their profits and go do whatever they do on the weekends, and that's totally normal. Just like with any regular market, people try and pull out some of their funds on Friday. But beyond that, we're starting to see a little bit of a slow rise in value. Now, like I said before, we had a low of like $130 billion, I believe it was, over the weekend, and now we're sitting at around $136 billion. And if you take a look at some of these 7-day price graphs on the right-hand side of CoinMarketCap, you can see a very similar trend in most of these cryptocurrencies, that there is a small rise in value over the past 24 to 48 hours, and that's a good thing. And I think it's because of some of the things that I'm about to go over. So let's just jump right into it. So this article right here on CNBC is huge. One of the first Bitcoin investors basically made a public statement on CNBC saying that nobody can stop Bitcoin, and it's true. No government entity, no person, no group of people can get together and bring down the Bitcoin network at this point. It has grown so large and so powerful and so secure that it would be very, very difficult to bring the network down. And I've talked about this before. To bring down the Bitcoin network, you would have to have computing power that would surpass the current network's hashing power, which is just impossible at this point. Now, if we're talking about mining pools coming together to change the Bitcoin protocol, that's a completely different story. I'm talking about a specific entity coming in and trying to destroy the network because they don't appreciate what Bitcoiners are trying to accomplish with decentralization and peer-to-peer spending. So this is really big, and I encourage all of you to read this article on CNBC.com. Go ahead and take a look at that. This is really good news for Bitcoin. Really good news. Again, another article on CoinDesk. Crypto market will be largest bubble of our lifetimes. Now, regardless of what you think about cryptocurrencies being a bubble, this is still really, really positive news, because this guy, this billionaire, is stating that cryptocurrencies are going to explode. And essentially what he's saying is that we haven't seen anything yet. And if we're talking about bubbles, and this being the largest bubble of our lifetime, then we have to think about the dot-com bubble. And I've said this in previous videos that the dot-com bubble was so much more money than what is currently invested in cryptocurrencies. So if he's saying that this is going to be the largest bubble of our lifetimes, you really have to listen to what this guy has to say, because that is a huge statement. And you don't have to agree with it, but you should probably hear him out and see what he has to say about that. So this is another great article on CoinDesk right now, and I encourage you guys to read this one. Hong Kong is getting more and more involved with blockchain technology. This one is on bitcoinist.com. And so this article is basically talking about the spread of blockchain technology in our day-to-day lives. And, Hong Kong is a central point of technology and innovation. And so whenever you read an article like this and you're a crypto enthusiast, you get really excited because you want this to happen. This is how we expand and grow as a market, by innovation and technology booms and things like that. And so seeing that Hong Kong is picking up on this technology and using it in their day-to-day lives is a really good thing. It's a really, really great thing, and I hope to see this continue. This trend is moving in a way that we should see mass adoption within the next 5 to 10 years. And I say that hesitantly because nobody really knows the future, but with things like this on the table, it's really hard to say that we're not moving towards mass adoption. So this is another good read right here on bitcoinist.com. And if you guys go to my Discord server, I'll post the links to all of these things, and you guys can read these. This is a really interesting article, and I kind of figured this would happen. This one is on Cointelegraph. The title is "China's Prohibition Causes Massive Spike in Peer-to-Peer Trading Platforms." So essentially all of the exchanges that are getting shut down by the Chinese government is causing a huge spike in peer-to-peer trading. And essentially what that means is that individuals are trading with one another now. Instead of going to these large exchanges, these large centralized exchanges, they're just peer-to-peer lending or peer-to-peer exchanging. And that is a really, really great thing, because after all, decentralization is all about peer-to-peer. And so this article really brightened my mood today whenever I saw this, because let's just be honest, the news of China cracking down on ICOs and cracking down on their exchanges was really disheartening. It brought the market down dramatically. I think we were at close to $200 billion, and it brought it all the way back down to $100 billion at its lowest, which was just insane. And we all know volatility is there in the market, and things like this can really affect the prices of the market. So this news is really great, seeing that people are going to continue using cryptocurrencies in China, even though exchanges are being disbarred and disallowed in the public. But there's always the private sector of me trading with you, and that is a really beautiful thing. So that's everything that I wanted to talk about today. I hope that some of these things piqued your interest and gets you a little bit more motivated to stay in the market and continue doing what you're doing. The market is headed in a really great direction, and essentially what I wanted to talk about with all of this was what I foresee happening. I think with all of these new developments occurring and all of the news that's coming out, we're going to see a massive spike in blockchain technology over the next year or two, and a lot of that is going to get weeded out, just like the crappy websites in the .com bubble. But the good projects are going to stick around, and we're going to see things like Amazon, and it's going to be an incredible thing for the people who get in on the ground floor and know what they're doing and know what they're investing in. And I think those people are going to be very well off if they get in now or have already gotten in, and it's just going to be a very, very good time for those people, including myself. I'm very positive towards the way that the market is moving, and I think that we're going to see a much more bullish trend over the next couple of years. But that's my take on it. I'm going to continue to update you guys on these things that I'm finding in the news, and I will always be open and honest as to my opinions. But just remember that these are my opinions. They're not financial advice, so keep that in mind whenever you go to put some of your money into investments on these things. That's going to be it for today, guys. Clayford08 out.